getting the custodian of culture, tradition, to wade into this. And because Africa, it's still patriarchal, you understand, we still believe that everything streams from the man. And to be honest, if you look at the institution of marriage, the man is the head, so in terms of values, the things that he wants his family, to be known for stems from him, and it cascades it down. So bringing in the Obas, and the Obas in turn are now bringing in the men, to begin to look at this subject. And they also come out with action plans, So for me, I think I love that. So in terms of the outcome, I'd mentioned it earlier that in the next 1 year, we want to begin to see improvements, in the way men handle women and girls. I'm not sure. We have a holistic data statistics when we started this. We can actually gauge. By, in fact, we can even do interviews with the women and things like that to know, okay, this is 6 months or this 1 year on the line that we did this. So how has it been and all that? I mean, by the time they begin to tell their stories, which we expect to be impactful, we'll be able to gauge stories which we expect to be impactful. We'll be able to gauge that the time shared, the time shared with the Obas and his the people in his community was not a wasted effort. We want to see improvement in the way women are treated, in the way girls are treated, and then in terms of gender balance, such that whatever is due to a woman, you will not say, can a woman actually do it? You understand? So we want to see all that equality, in the system. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you too, Buki. Thank you for your thoughts on this. Susan, let's quickly hear, your thoughts on all of the town hall meetings that we've been having, and the change that we expect to see.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Buki. Good morning, HerLens family. For me, I want to commend Women Radio, because it's a step in the right direction, and with these gatekeepers to ensure that we address these things, whether it is cultural or whatever form of anomaly that we experience in these communities. And yes, beyond these engagements, like Mambuki rightly said, I'm a CSO person. Monitoring and evaluation is a must. That is what tells us the level of impact. We want to see the key performance indicators where we can randomly, sample some women within the community, speak to different people. We don't have to be organized, just to get their input and know what has worked. And so that we also know how to restructure and moving forward, what next steps we need to, because it is not a one-off thing. It is a continuous conversation. It is a continuous engagement. So we need to keep engaging both the right holders and the duty bearers, which are the traditional rulers, to ensure that both sides, are able to beg forward, and they can tell us how far this engagement has impacted
of Ogun State, a lot of cases. So that statistics actually, informed the decision to involve the security personnel, to involve the religious leaders, to involve the traditional leaders, involve, all who needs to be involved within those communities. So that's what informed all of that. So hopefully we get to see all of these changes and we just get to have a better country. And maybe when next someone is coming to do some sort of, what do you call it right now? Maybe take, what's the word for it? It just escaped my mind. Maybe take numbers, what's that word? Anyway, anyone who maybe comes around and just wants to check on what's going on as regards to domestic violence, in all of these communities would be able to see a drastic change, a positive drastic change, in these cases. So I just hope that yeah, survey is the word I was looking for. So anyone who wants to do a survey, on domestic to these issues. All right, so yes, of course, this is your Women Radio, and it's 20 minutes after 9 right here on Women Radio. To dial the numbers 07000 or 9155 Please feel free to send us WhatsApp messages to 06537 or 08155 Those are the different numbers to get in touch with us this morning on the program HerLens. All right, let's quickly look at this particular one that, because of other issues, we've not looked at it right from Monday that we have been coming up to do so. So this lady who has a store, a provision store, comes out and is talking about a particular bread that has been kept on her shelf for a very long time, and then she brings it down and it's still the same. It's still the same. It's not, it didn't decay, nothing happened to it. The smell did not change, nothing at all went on with that bread. Meanwhile, we know that normal bread, 2 3 days, 4 days, say if say the inside fridge just like that, the bread go don't go. Even yourself, go understand the smell. Before you know it, you start having the bread changing color and some kind of things just happening, and that's the process of the bread decaying. But then for to her, she kept that bread for so long. And that's because she kept, keeping it thinking that, oh, okay, since the bread did not sell for the number of days that it was supposed to, so she kept it on the shelf and they kept saying, oh, they'll come and take it, they'll come and take it. But, nobody came from the people that supply her the bread. Now, so she comes out and she's saying, can we imagine? What are we eating these days? And she did that covering the name of the bread, the brand, and all of that. Can we imagine what we're eating these days? Um, she has kept this bread for so long, nothing has happened to it. So what kind of preservatives are we putting? What kind of things are we ingesting? Okay, because we know that before bread, normal, 3 5 days, bread don't go. So how is this one still here? Even like a month after, more than a month, she kept that bread, but it was still okay. Nothing happened to it. So she just, pointed out all of those things. And before you know it, the owners of the bread started getting to her through her DM, even called her, even sent her messages. And before you know it, they filed a lawsuit against her. So a lot of things went on. In fact, up till yesterday when I was going through it, um I think she was taken into police custody, and I think she was later released or something like that. So and the owner of the bread came out and was saying that there was no way that people wouldn't have known that that was her own, that was their own bread. And moreover, somebody mentioned the name of the bread in the comment section. So, and she did not say, no, it's not the bread. Neither did she say, she just um, replied the message without even, I think the lady gave a thumbs up to the name of the bread or so. And that was just it for them. Because as far as they're concerned, the lady had already given them out, So now this actually brings to mind the case of Erisco tomato paste, if we can still remember that case. Now, this lady just came out to give a review, and because she's concerned of the kind of things that we ingest, okay, and it also gives me, it brings to the question, it brings a question to mind that what if it is a NAFDAC official that does this? Would the owner of this bread still do the same thing? Or is it because NAFDAC is a regulatory agency? The eyes of NAFDAC cannot be anywhere, sometimes everywhere. If we can't do things ourselves, we cannot protect ourselves, then we don't expect NAFDAC to be everywhere at the same time. But then that aside, so now is it a bad thing when you come out and you make a review of a company or whatever they are producing or their products, and sending a lawsuit and clinical just going taking it the other way around is, another issue on its own. Is there something you're trying to hide, or are you saying that nobody can come out freely to say anything on your product or any other, product? So it's just a lot. But at the end of the day, is we, the consumers of this product, that are actually the ones who are, at the bottom of all of this. Now, how many other breads are we eating that we don't even know what is inside or what kind? So, Susan, let's start with you on this. What did you think about this whole scenario that is playing out? Because it's just giving Erisco vibes. It's giving Erisco Sosato vibes as far as I'm concerned.
The truth
You know,
is,
let's
the
get your
truth is,
thoughts on this, and then we get to hear from Vicky.
hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. So for me, it is part two of a risk, whether we like it or not. And when I watched it closely, because I was concerned. Generally, I don't like eating bread. So but I wanted to follow to a logical conclusion. So early hours of Monday, late Sunday night stroke, early hours when this woman page, he went live, to show when there were calls here and there, even up to the IG of police. It was because of his intervention that this woman came out. That's the truth. So, again, number one, I want to say the power of everyday voices cannot be underestimated, which is what we do here at Women Radio. And then social media, it gives ordinary people influence. That woman gave that review being honest, and she did not want to, indict the bakery or whatever. That was why she purposely hid the name. You understand? She purposely hid the name. And a simple review can shape our perception. You just spoke now. The increase in kidney failure, that failure, cancer, blah, 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 even for children, is on the increase. And so it is important that as Nigerians, we know what we are consuming. I mean, bread is one of the easiest things you can just buy and chew. You don't need to cook, you don't need gas, you don't need a pot. I mean, even while I was sick, even as I detest bread, that was the easiest. I don't even have strength to even wait and microwave food. That was what I was using to take my medication. So, I mean, she didn't do something bad. And for me, it also shows the power that individuals carry today. No matter how we think to, undermine the power of social media, it is strong. That review was given, and a lot of people looked at it, reviewed it, and all of that. Now, let's quickly move to consumer rights and responsibility. And I want to ask with all sense of, humility, are you saying that consumers do not have a right? This woman sells these things. And if there is someone that needs to be met to ask questions about what was sold, number one will be that person who sold it. That is because she's like the middle woman between us and those who produce it. Are we saying that it is wrong to question what we eat? Because she was just doing an honest review, which I agree with the people who said it could be a marketing strategy. Oh, our bread lasts because XYZ, blah, blah, blah. As simple as that. You did not need all of that, But again, I am worried because when concerns are raised in our country, we find out that the police is now used to witch hunt citizens. And we keep hearing police is your friend. Is this fear of, this is intimidating people from speaking up. If this person who is a supplier, who buys in large quantity, is it Susan who will go and just pick up one loaf that has the right to speak? So are we saying now that incidents like this, if you look at what has happened, it will definitely tell you that people will be hesitant to speak up when there are, I don't want problem. I don't want them to come and pick me, What are we driving at as a people? It also makes people to begin to censor what they say. People are giving reviews, it might not even be honest. That is what we are driving at with this kind of attitude. And you see, people who watch some of these things, they'll be wondering, if I give a review, will I be detained? And the funny thing, they pick you from one end and send you to another end. If she can be detained for giving an honest review, what happens to me, like I said? And then it is also important that we look at the sensitivity to corporate image. Brands are more sensitive than ever to public perception. Now, being sensitive, are you saying that you don't owe us a responsibility to tell us why your bread would stay for that long and nothing will happen? We have all eaten bread, even if I don't really like it. In our homes, we have people who eat bread. And we know that when bread stays for some time, even as a science student, find out that the body begins to change. Because it has a number of days it is supposed to stay, So for me, I know that social media criticism can affect sales, which is what she was trying to prevent, but she didn't mention your name. She didn't mention your name. You had the opportunity to either use that platform to either drive traffic to your business or give us stays this long.
Susan, we have a call.
We have a call.
Okay. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Are you with us? All right, the call has gone. Please do well to call us back. 07000 917 917 or 9155 917 917. You can also dial, or rather send us WhatsApp messages to 07031756537 or 08155 917 917. Let's get to hear from you this morning, what you think about all of these issues that we are talking about today. Go ahead, Susan.
For me, are you saying that as a consumer who uses my money to buy something, I do not have a right to ask salient questions? I understand where she's going because she feels it's going to dent her image or her business. But she has even done the worst with what she did, because the woman protected you. She didn't mention your name. She didn't. If you had not even escalated it, even with the comment you say someone made and she liked, nothing. You owe us an explanation as to how that bread is produced. So for me, I also feel that the way authorities handle some of these issues will build the confidence of citizens. What if these big wigs, what if influencers did not step in? What if that connection to even call the IG level, that woman will still be in custody for a simple, honest review? My sister, it is disheartening. But again, I am always about the good sides of whatever happens. Digital literacy and awareness. It shows you what massively you can do with your online platform. That woman did that. When she was told, she was invited, she also came out publicly, which was why people
let's try this call. Hello, good morning.
Has only pointed us to the fact that what you are producing is bad. Let her be speakers, let her be listened to good, so that everybody sees great. That person will be killing someone. Actions are so bad. that producing is bad. Because if indeed what you are producing is good, why would you so that we can save ourselves? So the government is not, and we got to save ourselves. That's the name, so that everybody says we need to do it. Thank you.
All right, thank you too, Benedicta, for calling. We do appreciate your call. And I think what Benedicta is saying is, if that means, from the action of that lady, that means what she's producing is not good. Because if it's in good shape, you find a way to defend it.
what she's producing is not good. Because if people look here,
Go ahead, Susan. Let's hear your concluding thoughts on it. Hi, Susan.
Absolutely, on this. But as a couple, that build a society, where are not punished, but addressed. And
Go
that is
ahead.
why our security.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Can you hear me?
go ahead.
So I'm saying we must build a society where questions are not, where questions are not punished but addressed. Even our security agencies, they need to do better. They need to do better. It's not, come on. Again, this situation is not just about bread, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a rational. I just think wide.
Yeah.
That is me, but it reflects the delicate balance, between speaking up and being heard. It's not just about bread. We come on HerLens every day. We speak about different things that happen. So it's not just about bread. It's about speaking up and, the balance between speaking up and being heard, and how systems respond to every.
All right. Hello,
Is
good
someone
morning.
speaking?
All right. Hello. Good morning.
Since you are coming to
Hello, what channel are you calling from?
it's contribution.
Please go ahead.
I came from the bed and it was crazy because from earth. Nobody wants to say the truth because the truth you are saying. They are ready to do that sort of thing. I think they are going to be asking them. I think I like to get to be separated. And hide it. Nobody is so good. That is what is killing us. In the market, they have to preserve it. And so you have to be very careful. And you have to say the truth. When you say the truth, you are after it. Not protecting everybody. Everybody don't go. I don't think it's okay.
Okay, I'm not sure we can still hear you. But thank you very much for calling. I'm not sure we can still hear you. The network today is just one kind, honestly, it's just one kind. But thank you very much for calling. Okay, we have a message here from Ms. Oboli, but before then, Susan, let's hear your concluding thoughts, and then we get to hear thoughts, and then I don't know if Buki is still here. Her network keeps going.
Her network keeps
Yes.
Let's hear your
Let me
concluding
quickly
thoughts.
round off. Yes. So for me, I said it reflects, this situation is not just about bread. It reflects, the delicate balance between speaking up and being heard. And again, how systems respond to everyday voices. So I think as a society, we must ensure that people can ask questions without fear, while also encouraging that people have responsible communication. We want people, and I think that woman was very modest in her communication. So it did not.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead. What channel were you calling from?
You
Are you still with us? Hmm, okay. Not sure we can hear her.
the right way.
Okay. All right. So I think we can't hear you anymore. Please send us WhatsApp messages. We couldn't hear you anymore. Um, just please do want to send us messages, okay? Because the network today is not friendly at all. Um, on the program this morning. Hopefully, network gets better by tomorrow. All right, Susan. Let's quickly hear from you, and then we get to hear from Buki.
Yes, so I was just rounding off and I did say that, I mean, we need to create a society where people feel safe for speaking out, while we also encourage responsible communication. I think that was just feedback, and the woman or the owners of the bakery just needed to come out and clear the air on why their bread could last better, you know. So
Hmm.
it's very important that people don't feel unsafe, speaking up whenever the need arises. I mean, just an honest review, and you ask her to pull it down. Before you know, you send the person to you arrest them. Ah, kilo dede, kilagbe kileju. Please, we can do better. Let's stop the intimidation. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Thank you too, Susan. I like the part you said, let's stop the intimidation. Can we just know, what we're doing? I do a product, somebody doesn't like it, the person comes out to make a review. And so, I mean, these things are done all the time. So why should we now, at the end of the day, you want to show power, you want to show money, nobody can review your product, is that not, should that not be a feedback for you to even, in fact, for people to care enough for your product, to even care enough to start investigating which products are, that means people actually even use your products enough, to people use what you produce. People use your product to that extent that they really care what you put in your product or what you don't put in your product. So that should, give you enough reason to actually check through and see what you can improve on, or how you can make use of that situation to your advantage. All right, so thank you very much, Susan. This is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and it's about 16 minutes to 10 right here on Women Radio. My name is Rose. I have Susan with me this morning. Buki, I don't know, Buki, are you still here? Oh, I doubt. Network has been going on and off, but let's take this message from Mrs. Oboli. It says, "Good morning, ladies. The network is pretty bad, so let me drop a message rather than calling on the show. Over a period of time, whenever people put up a review, especially on food on social media, you see the producers of these products calling for their heads with their lawyers, frantically coming on air to debunk the story. All this aimed at damage control without as much as caring for the consumer who happens to be at the receiving end. Remember the Arisco tomato paste story and all that went down with litigations, damage control, and apologies that made the story fizzle out eventually. My question is, when this awareness is raised or these concerns are raised on social media, it's a clarion call to Standard Organization of Nigeria, NAFDAC, and the authorities involved in curbing these dangerous menace, wreaking havoc on our health, and to be up and doing in their job. As a consumer, I am not entitled to air. Am I not entitled to air my opinion about a product that she didn't mention a name, and now you've come out with your full chest to mention your name by yourself. The consumer is king, and like the saying goes, caveat emptor, let the buyer be aware. Um, let the buyer beware. At this point, because even the bromate that was scrapped during late Dora Akunyili's time have suddenly found its way back into our bread, and it's toxic for human consumption. Wishing you all an amazing day. Thank you so much, Mrs. Oboli, for your message. All right, you can also do the same. Send us WhatsApp messages or even text messages to 070 317 56537. Okay, those are the numbers to get in touch with us this morning. You can also send your message to 08155 917 917. Yeah, for the calls, I'm not so sure because the calls are not so good this morning because of the network. So yeah, we would definitely love to hear from you and your thoughts, on this. So how can we get better? How do we? So so does that mean that, Susan, now somebody like you and me cannot carry any product and go on social media to go and review? They will come and carry us because we don't have money. Ah, this thing funny me.
Exactly. That is what it means. That is what it means. Imagine that, you use a product. Times are hard. People need to understand. Even cream that you rub, you need to be sure of what you are applying on your skin so that you don't expose yourself. And then as a middle person who buys this product, trying to understand why this outlasts others, and then you just pick up the person, you start with intimidation, pull down, kilo there, dey. I mean, no, it's not nice.
It's not at all. I just hope we do better as a country. And our security operatives that are being used for these things. Kilo day. Kilo day. Eh? Somebody cannot go and do review a product, and then because the owner of the product has the money to send to you, and then all of a sudden you can
Rose,
just go up and go and
sorry
pick
to
the person.
intercept you, Abi. Sorry to interject. If they use this same energy they are using to pick people for just speaking their truth, to pick people who are busy kidnapping and unaliving people, Nigeria will be better for it. They should channel this energy to where it is needed. This is not where it is needed. That is why we have Standard Organization of Nigeria. What is their duty when such concerns are raised? They are supposed to take it up and review so that we are not just consuming what will unalive us in the end.
It's just unfortunate. It's really just unfortunate. But anyway, this is where we'll be wrapping it up this morning on HerLens. I think, Book, are you with us now? Maybe if we can hear you. I doubt. Okay, we'll just wrap it up here today. Hopefully, we get to do better, and we'll be following up on this case to see where it ends or where it gets to. Okay, as Nigerians, our voices are the strong weapon we have. So let's not let anyone to shut us down. Let's not allow anyone to want to make us bring down our voices, because only God knows. And I'm sure that this will be a call to not just bread producers, but to a lot of other products, like Susan said, to be very careful of the kind of things, ingredients they use when producing, whatever product they are producing. To be very careful about it, because these are people's health you are talking about. So because that was how one day, Susano, I saw a video that they used to use nylon. They will put white, like this white nylon that maybe they put sugar inside to tie or gari to tie. I don't know whether it's that same nylon or there's a specific kind of nylon that they will throw inside hot oil before putting plantain inside. Plantain chips that before putting plantain inside, so that the plantain will remain crispy for a long time.
Rose, do you know these plantain chips? The day I watched that video, I instantly stopped eating it till date. Yes, I snack on plantain chips. So when I got to do my groceries and I see a plantain chips, my mind goes, oh no, I will just, you see, I know that things are hard, but the way Nigerians are going about certain productions is terrible. They are not just putting it in the oven, they are putting it in the oven consumers, the lives of people who spend their money to buy this. They will go to any length, any length. I saw that video, I cringed. Rose. Ever since then, you won't come to my house and see plantain chips. On a norms, I can always have it in my drawers by my bedside. Even when I don't eat, I eat it. And this job, there are so many things that happen behind the scenes where there are no cameras. You know, years back, I was coming back and I got to around Oshu, one of the states in the southwest, and I saw people roadside selling honey, and I was excited. Said, let me get honey. Rose, by the time I got home, a few days later, my parents wanted to take tea. I said, could use that honey. I don't want people to be using sugar. My sister, we brought it down. Sugar, you could see sugar.
Settled down. I don't know. We just need to do better.
In one, Rose, it is well with us. We will need to speak our truth because the matter, whether at the urban area or at the rural area, our lives matter. And no matter the level of intimidation, we will
All right,
continue
thank
to
you very
speak up
much,
for the
Suzanne.
common man.
Let's be very
That's why
careful
we're
of
here.
what we do and how we go about doing these things just because we want to make some money. Human lives are at stake here. Thank you so much, Suzanne, for being a part of HerLens today. We sincerely apologize for how bad the network has been, at this end today. Buki also tried, but network nobody has stay. So, but thank you all so much. For those who also tried to call in, we say a very big thank you to you. Each and every one of you who tuned in to listen, we say a very big thank you to you too. Please do well to stay with us right here on Low Women Radio WFM 91.7.